one of the questions is really like, what is your favorite tool, resource, person, thing, idea, book, organization, place that you would recommend to this audience, given what you know about where they are in their careers and what they're hoping to accomplish. It can be, a best kept secret that you have, or something that you used, or something you recently heard about that you think would be instrumental in helping people accelerate their careers. Not everyone gets the same time.
I'll start. Just because my experience, I really took advantage of programs that studios and networks offer. Like once you've done an internship or maybe you've been an assistant for a little bit, take advantage of the Writers on the Verge program at NBC, or Google whatever they have at CBS, but they have all these different programs for people that are actually trying to break into the industry. And these programs are awesome because they give you access, and access equals opportunity. And again, the PAGE program was amazing. I was able to just get experience in a lot of different departments, and I met tons of different people. So I say, Google different studios, CBS, Warner Brothers, Universal, and just figure out what it is that you want to do, and then see what programs they offer. Because that was my foot in the door, and I think that's an awesome, opportunity for people that are just starting out and don't have a lot of experience.
I gave it some thought. So I actually have a list of books. So I think that's a later. You want to do that now?
Ring it. Somebody take notes for me. I want a copy of somebody's paper.
So the first book is a book that I think a lot of you probably already know about, by Devon Franklin, called Produced by Faith. It is, and if you have not read this book, you are missing out. Pick it up. It's the premise of the book is, faith is not an obstacle to your success, it's the pathway to it. And it is 100% the truth. It's not just I would say it's a great book for believers, but it's a good book even if you aren't a believer. Hopefully, most of you are in the room are believers, but it's a wonderful book about purpose, because purpose is everything. If you can figure this out, the rest of it's walking it out, and it's everything. The next book is a book that hasn't come out yet, that we know is going to be off the chain, called Purpose Awakening by Tori Roberts. You can pre-order that book on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and so that is going to be another amazing book about purpose. The next book is a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It's a really wonderful book about how extraordinary people became extraordinary and why they're extraordinary. So I definitely recommend you pick that up. It's by Malcolm Gladwell. The next two books are two books you've heard of before, called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. The Alchemist is I've read that book so many times.
Me too.
I absolutely, it's not a long book, so it's not a big commitment, but it's one of the most powerful books you can ever read. The next three books are books by women, since this is supposed to be a panel about women. But the first one is the two books are older books. One is called They Can Kill You, But They Can't Eat You. It's by a woman named Dawn Steele, who passed away several years ago, but she was the first woman, I believe, who was the president of a major film studio, Columbia Pictures. It's an extraordinary book about being a woman in the industry and what she went through to get to the top. It's fantastic. The next book is a book by Linda Obst, who is a very famous Hollywood producer, who also wrote a book about being a woman in the industry and what it sort of took for her to get there. The next one is a book you all have heard of. It's recent. It's called Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. A really wonderful book. She's the CEO of Facebook? CEO of Facebook. I just read that book. It's fantastic. For those of you who are interested in television, a book called Desperate Networks by Bill Carter is a really wonderful book about the network television industry. If you don't know a whole lot about it, this is a book that will, by the time you finish reading it, you will know pretty much the ins and outs and know a lot of the stories behind some of the big shows that are now on television. Warren Littlefield also wrote a book called Top of the Rock, Inside the Rise and Fall of Must-See TV. knowing the business behind the business is very, very important. So consume as much of this knowledge as you possibly can, and that's a really good book for this. The next book is called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Return to Love by Marianne Williamson is a book that changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. And you know, Marianne talks a lot about the universe. I suddenly got all that forgotten in Jesus, and I was fine. But I highly, highly recommend Return to Love. And the last book is a book I absolutely love, Warren Buffett. Anybody that you admire, anybody whose career you think is fascinating, anybody you want to learn from, see if there's a biography or an autobiography by them, and buy it. There's a book, a biography about Warren Buffett called The Snowball, and it's by Alice Schroeder. So those are some books that I recommend. I have this list up here if you missed anything. But she's right, reading books is very, very valuable. So those are my recommendations.
No, I actually don't have like
It doesn't have to
favorite
be a
books.
book, it could be a
I might
person or
have
a
a
thing, or an idea, an organization.
An idea. How about an idea?
Okay.
I mean, that is a pearl of wisdom kind of thing.
You like it. Get her patting the bell on.
No, but I'm just thinking it's a good room to just say, like, just to be willing, because I honestly think, because my path is so sporadic, you know, besides, we all know, planned it out, that path out, just being willing to do a whole lot for very little can get you into places, and you may not even know why, but just begin to say yes when opportunities cross your path, and I think you'll be surprised as to where it can take you.